Shalom! Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hi guys, Stephen I Fought for Mindful Fortune, creating fortunes for the future. Today we're going to look at a little bit more of gambling. Now gambling takes a bit of skill, takes a bit of knowledge, and certainly takes a bit of know-how to be able to win at any gambling processes of life. But firstly, before we go any further, please subscribe to my YouTube video. And what happens is every time I make some of these futuristic looking videos that you're going to get a notice in your end of the YouTube and say that Stephen has made another video, would you like to have a look at it? So we stay in contact. What I'm doing is showing people ways they can create fortunes for themselves in the future. Gambling is just part of one part of the whole processes of enjoying that quality of great fortunes in the future. Now, you can't judge gamblers. That's just their passion. So if you want to gamble, gamble successfully. And also, don't forget, there should be a link below this video. As I said, to subscribe to my YouTube video. Should be a link also to join some of these online casinos that you can also participate at home as a practice format to practice a game that you know that you can benefit from. Now, let me give you a little bit of insight. Blackjack, some mathematicians or intelligent people have found a way to beat blackjack, and they call it counting. Casino makes it illegal for you to count cards at the casino, which is stupid and ludicrous. If you have the power to use your brain to sort things out in life, then you have that advantage. Now, the casino to do that, that's because the casino know you can use your brain to beat them. And the same brain that I'm going to show you how you can beat them just using a simple strategy. Sorry, not simple, but a strategy on a roulette wheel. Now, there's so many. I suggest choose one or two games and master it. Just play this game over and over and over again until you can see the sequence within those numbers and within certain sequence, especially what they call manual roulette table. That's what I mean. The automatic one or the machine one's a bit more difficult because you're working against the algorithm. But the manual spinners, somehow you can have a higher advantage against the manual spinners, only because they tend to spin at a certain level of sequence, and you can pick this up quite easily by watching a certain spinner or certain dealer who spins the roulette wheel. You can pick up where their favorite area is, and you can capitalize on that. So this is very similar to what I'm going to show you here. Now, gamble with only the money that you know. If you do lose, it's not going to break you. So always bear that in mind. In gambling, investment, they're very similar, but gambling is a bit more high risk. So in a sense, what I'm showing you is a high risk strategy to be able to win at any casino. So let's get on with it. Now, this is a French roulette table. It's a machine one. And basically, we're going to look at history. History, or the table that spins a certain history, as you can see up the top here, can give us some sort of reference. It's not perfect. On the stock market, traders and investors are looking at what it's called stock charts. Stock charts tells us certain patterns of that asset or the stock, or how it's going to be moving in the near future. Or that's all we're using, the price range of the stock or the historical movement of the stock. Now, roulette has a very similar sort of pattern. If you watch it, you'll be able to pick up a pattern that you say, hey, I know where that ball's going to land. I might not be perfect, but I'm going to captivate it around that area. To a certain degree, you can actually pinpoint exactly 100% where that ball's going to drop into. Now, that's a bold statement, of course. But I'm going to give you that sort of statement right now. So right now, I'm looking at the history It's not a full board of history, but I'm going to use what I have anyway. And determine which numbers seems to be favoring. Okay, 8, 9 seems to be in the same row. So I'm going to concentrate a lot of my bets in that area because it has come there before. I'm going to use a $10 bet because somewhere along the line on the strategy, I will need to double up to capture some more of these, what can you say, opportunities. Because the opportunities on the gambling doesn't last long. This is what I have noticed too also. So bear this in mind. When you're gambling, most of our wins also sort of comes in the beginning of our game. The longer we stay there, the longer, say, your mind goes to mush and we lose the wins. So bear this in mind. It's a first initial part of your game session that you're going to win the money. And that's what you want to be. Win in the beginning, double up, capture the opportunity and get out. So that's why I'm going to start with only $10. So as I said, 8 and 9 seems to be in a good position. Okay, so we're going to concentrate all our bets in this area. Now you'll see that I'm going to bet heavily in this area and cluster it. Only because it's been there before, not because I really know that's where it's going to go. I'm just betting it repeats itself, because you know yourself, if you're playing roulette, the table sometimes too repeat itself, and I make a lot of money when I play a repetitive numbers. Now 31, as you can see here, 31, 33 has also been a favorite sort of area, so I'm going to cover that also. 31, 33. Now, ideally, if you can have one section of the first dozen, second dozen, and the third dozen, you can certainly captivate or capture the table's movement. Now, remember, as I said, you're only going to capture it in the beginning. I got a good sized bankroll, and a bankroll is also very important. You've got to have a good sized bankroll to be able to follow this strategy, and you will appreciate it, of course. Now, here's something here also I spotted. 23, no, it's around that area. What I'm going to do here now is just going to street it for now, because 19 and 23 has appeared once, but not quite favorably, and also 18. So I might just give it a spin on this and see where it goes. But keep an eye on it. Okay? And we spin. Now basically we need a little bit more numbers. Our bet size is $300. We got $99,700. Okay. We have won, and we won $30 out of our $30 investment. What number came up? 30. Oh, wow. It's not a targeted number, but a next door neighbor has produced $30 profits. So this is another part of the strategy, that even the number you're not targeting can also help you with the bankroll until you hit your major cluster. Okay, 30, did 29 come before? No. Okay, so we're going to keep spinning at this setup and see if it produces more favorable area. And this is what we're watching for. Okay, now black and 10 has come up also because it's the next door neighbor to the numbers we're looking at. So we're getting a little bit of bankroll. It's not much, but we really need to hit these areas. Now I'm looking 9, 10 or 9's in that area. So 10's come. So I'm just going to, this is called a insurance bet. So I'm just going to bet that. And I think, what was the other number? 30. Okay. And continue to spin. These side bets are just insurance. The ones that you want to hit is the cluster that you have followed initially.
1, red.
Okay, 1. That's the first time 1. Oh, no, that's 1, 2. See, 1, 2. Now, I'm going to also do what that's called a insurance bet on those areas. It's a strategy that I'm just showing you. Remember, you can play this with 1 cent, 2 cent, 20 cents, whatever, as long as you have a good sized bankroll to support it. Okay, now it's coming against us, but we're not going to really worry. However, 19, I'm sure 19's come up. Yes. No, it hasn't, but 20 has. So it's in that area. So I'm still hopeful and continue. I still need to see more historical number to really base the next cluster that I'm going to focus on. Okay, zeros come up. Now, when zero comes up, sometimes it resets new numbers. That you've got to prepare then to take all these off and reset it into new sets of number after zero. So zero come up. I'm going to take that just in case. And because zero is next to 26 and 30, I'm going to do that also. Now, these are just insurance bet to make sure I continue to add a little bit of bankroll to my, here we go. As you can see, that's the little beauty we wanted to hit, but we still haven't taken our account balance because of those earlier losses. But as you can see now, our $370 investment has paid out $1,300. Now, if that repeats those numbers again, then we'll be on a very, very, very good bankroll. So we're going to spin just in case it does what it does. Doubles itself. It respins itself. And I have seen tables that spins the same number at least 3 times. Now that's an extra bankroll for us from our 370 bet to 420, but we're still down and we're hoping to hit some of these major big numbers. Okay, now 10 and 11 has been coming up also before, so I'm be more inclined now to add a bit more value to this area. Okay, because it has come up in the past. So again, these extra side bet are just insurance. I'm really focusing on our cluster. Okay, see the insurance is paying off. Not much, but it is paying, giving us a bit of return, $40 down. Now, 2 has come up twice, as you can see here. So I'm more inclined now to give 2 a bit more oomph, if you wish. Okay. And spin. So you can see now how numbers that has previously spun in recent game can also, 19. Come back up again. 19 and 20, I notice, is in that area. So that's the area we're going to be focusing on next cluster. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pick 4 clusters. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm in favor because it has popped a few times. And 20 has, of course, popped a few times. So we're going to really load up on 20. Now, once I have established my basic cluster area, and then I'm just going to rebet, and I'm going to load up 19. Oh, I nearly forgot 19. And add more value to the, okay, to the cluster. Nine has come up before. And you're really taking advantage of this opportunity before it hits. Okay. Now we got our main clusters. Our overall bet size is $950. I'm going to take it up to 1,000. 31. Now, as you can see, 31 is one of our favorite cluster. Now, as you can appreciate now, once our cluster has hit, our $950 bet has produced a $2,760 win, taking our balance up to now to $101,140. Now, you can appreciate how good this strategy is, but don't forget, it doesn't last long, and you've got to be prepared to walk away after you have made your certain amount of money. Now, what was I going to say? I'm going to take this up to at least 1,000. So I'm looking at these numbers. Which number has come up before? This number, that number, this number. One has been done, 20, 0 here. I'm just looking at these favorable numbers that has arrived. Now, 31 comes, if you read your table list, this is the actual table where they spin, you'll see the numbers. Any number next to 31, you can also take as a precautional or invest or insurance numbers, just in case, just to make sure you keep going. Collecting even small amounts can add up to large amount in the future, but as long as you continue the process. So let's spin again. If 31 hits again, then there'll be a walk away for us, or any of our clusters hits, then we're prepared then to take our money and run. Seven is not one of ours, but it has produced a $600 investment, and I forgot to do what I said, was to add more value to the system. Okay, so we've got $1,000, and here we go. How many spins are we going to make from $1,000 investment? One, before we get a good payday. One, $12, that's a good hit. No, that's a side bet. 1, 2. We normally spin about 6 spins or 12 spins, and we'll stop. Okay, 0 has produced some, but not enough, but something to keep us going. We are really now looking and managing our balance. That's our third spin.
35, black.
35. That's our fourth spin, coming up to a fifth spin coming up.
21, red.
Okay, it hasn't hit one of our clusters yet, and we're down. We're down 2,000. 0. Oh, okay. See, okay, so we've got to capture this 0 because it seems to be coming up quite often. So we're going to have to put more value to her. And the numbers next to 0. And I do this also. And 10. 10. I take all the numbers that's got 0 on it, just in case. Again, that's just a strategy that I apply. Oh, hold on. Where's 10? Oh, here we go. But 0's been coming up, so it gets a lot more favor. And we spin. Whenever 0 comes up, again, as I said, it tends to reset the machine
20,
sequence.
black.
But as you can see now, just because we loaded 20 up, it has come back and produced us the results. See, 20 is one of our favorite numbers. Oh, silly me. Look at that. I didn't even load it up. What's wrong? Never mind. We should be able to capture it. Notice that 0 came up and it took all the number that was, like 10, 20, and 30. It's just another strategy. If you look here, see that 30, 10, 20, 0, 0, 0, and 20. So that's another strategy that I'm sharing in this video. So you can certainly play the game by practicing and seeing which sort of events occur on the table.
13, black.
Okay, we missed on that one. So that was a waste of money. But nevertheless, we're going to continue. But as you can see then, when that was a classic example of taking a number,
22, black.
say from anything that's to do with 0, which was 10, 20, and 30, of course. Now, 13 come up and 22 also came up. So again, these are just insurance bet. You want your clusters to hit. That's where the real money is made. It's in these clusters we have focused all our positions and our bets at. Okay, 0's hit again, and remember we loaded 0 pretty heavily, and we got a $3,000 payday out of our 0 investment. Our investment has gone up a little bit more than 1,000, so because that's hit pretty well, 0 going to get a lot of maximum bet anyway. And 20, yeah, that's been maximized. And 10. And spin. Now, I wasn't going to show you that other strategy, like any number that says 0, you pick all the zeros
6,
that relates to, that's got a 0 on it. Now, another strategy, as I said, very similar. It's a 6 come up, you take everything that says 6, everything. Because remember, it's in the beginning that you win any game on a casino floor. The longer you stay there, the longer the chance of you losing your money. So it's very, very important to bear that in mind. Okay, now, because it's been coming against me, I'm sure 12 came up before. Oh, yes, it has. So I'm going to put an insurance bet on there just in case. It's a strategy. It's not perfect. It's high risk, and you can lose your money. But I tell you what, it does work when it does work. It is a beautiful system that works so well. Now 25, okay, it seems to be going again. Now 5 and 15 in the same vicinity, and there's another one there, 5, and there's another one there, 5. It seems like I'm covering the board. It's insurance bet, those little ones, just to give me a little bit more momentum, a bit of cash flow until the clusters hits.
16, red.
Okay, you want the clusters to hit, and that's where the money is made, in these clusters. So we're just going to keep spinning and see if our luck is today. Remember, the game of gambling is also a part of luck, and if you're really, really skillful,
22, black.
you can certainly make a lot of money in gambling, just like in any investment. Now, notice that all our clusters has been read, because this is a machine, of course. It's reading our numbers.
7, red.
Okay, at least that's a little bit better. It's not the best. Oh, we're still down. We're still down, but let's continue. And let's see if we can take our balance up to where it should be, over $100,000. Now, we're here to make money. We're not just here to play the game. Well, now 20's hit. Now let's see what is our payday on the 20. $5,000. So you can see and appreciate the payday. It's quite extraordinary. So if any of our clusters come up and hit, we'll be making that sort of money well above our investment. So you can appreciate when it does hit, it works really, really well. And again, I emphasize, you got to have a bank balance to be able to play this strategy. It's a high risk strategy. And if we have hit 1, 2, or 3 times your cluster, then you know it's a walkout. You made your money, time to walk out. So we're hoping that
29, black.
we can have another hit of our clusters, then we can, take a walk. Now, 20 has come up before, so we're going to load 20 up a bit more. Okay, and continue to spin. Again, as I emphasize, bank balance, very important. Manage your bank balance.
12, red.
Now, also note 12 has been hitting, so I'm going to have to invest a little bit more on 12. I noticed 12 has been coming up pretty well. Now we're up to $1,700 investment. Now, notice the strategy doesn't always bear the brunt on all our clusters.
29, black.
I have to be aware of that fact, that I'm not going to miss out on these other numbers. But as you can appreciate, when the cluster hits, that's where the money makers is. We need to hit the clusters.
18, red.
Okay, now, this is the only issue that you can have. If you have it, the game coming against you. Yet.
18, red.
Oh. Now, that's an instant. If we had an 18 as one of our cluster, we would have made our money. We had made a walkout by now. But that's not. So we're going to continue that sort of bet for now. We're down by 92,000. 7,000 and a half. We need our cluster to hit.
36, red.
Now we're hitting everything else but our clusters. But you can appreciate what I'm talking about. 4.
Black.
Now, we're hoping that our cluster's got to hit soon. At least 2 or 3 times in a row. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, well, just give us the recovery we need in our game plan.
24. Black.
And that this can happen when the machine reads your numbers. Because I'm playing on a machine, of course. The algorithm is set to recognize all my bits. And that, it's cheating in the casino's behalf, but you can't sort of blame them, but you got to play the game. But that's why I suggested play this strategy only on the manual table, and you got to be fast, and you got to be prepared also to reset your bets.
19.
Okay, that's a good cluster. It's not the best, but it recovers, as you can see now, bets and a recovery. If we hit another one of those, it certainly boosts our bank balance up again. But even though we're in a losing streak on this game time.
32. Red.
Okay, now that's one of our major clusters. It's paid. Okay, now it's twice now. It's taken our money up, but not much. We need a little bit more hit on the major numbers like 20, for example, or even 0. Go back to 0 would be great. Oh, talking about 0, 0 arrives. Thank God for that. Now, see, we're still down, but notice the hits. That's what you want to have. And again, I emphasize, you got to have a good, strong, high balance to be able to play this strategy. It's not for the weak heart. Remember, you're gambling and you're using a high-risk strategy to try and make a gain on your game session. You don't have to bet high as I am. You can use 10 cents if you wish.
Red.
Now, that 27 is bugging me now because it has come up in the past quite a few times, if you notice. So anything 7 has to be looked at. Okay. All these side bets away from the cluster, again, they're only insurance bets to give you a bit of momentum until you hit your major clusters.
19.
Okay,
Red.
that's another one. 19, that's a good hit. Now, if you want to hit another 19, oh, that's a good, oh, no wonder I couldn't see it because 19 is buried in there. And unfortunately, sad to say, well, 0 would have been really nice.
Red.
But 32 has produced. That's twice now. And that's good. You want that to continue. Okay. Now, if 0 comes up, even better. And if you notice, 0 has been one of the favorite numbers. But of course, again, this is high risk. Very, very high risk. And it does hit. When it does hit, it hits well. Now, that's not a good hit. That's not a good hit at all. So we're just going to put a number on there, just for the sake of it. It's the only number that hasn't got a number, and somehow the machine found it and gave it to us. Unfair, of course, but that's
8.
okay. Now we're back on the roll. That's where we need to be. Okay, now we're still down. We are still down, but we're going to continue, and hopefully we hit something major. We got 2, 9, 8, 20, 19,
3. Red.
32. It's good if we get 1 or 2 free big hits, we'll really get our bankroll. 20 is our major one, but the look of it.
25. Red.
No, this is not nice. It's not good for the video also. But nevertheless, I'm guaranteeing you, if you play it on a certain table that has the right numbers, you'd be surprised how well the strategy works. And it works really well. As you notice, some of the numbers here has, doubled up, but they didn't have a chip on it. So it can change the variation of the table. And it can come against you, of course, but I'm not saying it won't. 26 and 27 are some of the numbers that have been killing us. So I better. And what other number? 32, 29. Well, I'm going to make it $2,000. Hold on, let's look for some numbers that has been. Oh, we've got another $20. Never mind. Let's hit some cluster.
21. Red.
No, we done 121. We 120, my friend. 21 is not going to cut it. We need the 20 or even the 0.
22. Black.
This is really disappointing. But nevertheless, that's the strategy that I wanted to show you. 9, as you can appreciate. See, the hits can be quite substantial, not as much, but we made $700 there. We need 0 and 20 to hit all 32.
27. Red.
Well, lucky we added that 27 on. It wasn't our major cluster, so but it gave us a good payday. So add more value to that 27. We're up now $2,040 in bet size.
23. Red.
But playing the strategy again is emphasize. It's only a strategy, but the more you practice,
26. Black.
the more you can find how you can fine tune. I mean, I could easily have cleared my bets, but I get lazy at times and just want to spin it. And I should have shifted to those favorable
32.
numbers.
Red.
Now 32 has been quite favorable, so I better take this up now to a bit more. Now 30, 29. Notice my size bet. It's been taken up by mainly insurance bet because the game has come against me, and that can happen. That can easily happen, and there's nothing we can do about it, at least unless we clear all our bets and we reshuffle all our bank balance or our bets anyway. Of course, luck has to do with a lot of it too.
Black.
If the luck is with you on that day, you're gonna win. And of course, as I showed you in the beginning, it's really in the beginning that shows you if your luck is with you on that day. And this particular day, luck hasn't been with us.
9. Red.
Now 9 has been very, very productive, and I haven't taken advantage of that fact. 9, we better do so. Okay, we better do so. We're up to now to 2,360 of our investment, and our bank balance has gone down, which is not healthy at this stage. We don't want to see that on live video.
90. Red.
Now that's much better, as you can appreciate. If we hit a lot of these clusters with this sort of payday, then it will certainly accelerate our winning back up to the 100,000+, 100th in bank balance.
29. Black.
It's good that we loaded that 29 up just in time. And notice, as I said, when it favors its numbers, that's where you need to be. But I get lazy to clear my bets to reset the favorite numbers on the table. But if you follow that sort of strategy, just clear your bets and reset it. Now, as you can appreciate, see, you get that sort of return. And that wasn't much of our favorite number, 10. But we loaded it up pretty well. And has captured that, of course. So that is a good payday. And that's what you want. What's that? 10, 13. Okay, and we'll continue. If we get a few more of those, then we'll definitely be on the positive with our bank balance. 25. Okay,
Red.
that 25 has been a bit of a major. So we better load that up. 25, 22, 28. These side bets, again, they're only insurance bet.
35. Black.
Lucky we covered that up also, but not enough to produce the result. But it has come up in the past. But all it does is give us a bit more money in our bank balance, looking forward to hitting our clusters, which at this stage hasn't been
23.
favorabling us. It's going everywhere except our clusters. So that can happen, as I said. It's a high risk strategy. But if you keep practicing it, just play it on the demo account to see how good it can become. Now, 8 is one of our favorite numbers. And there's a winning, of course, to our bet size. And we continue spinning. We really need to hit it at least 2 or 3 times in a row to really recoup our losses.
1. Red.
Okay. Now, 1, not good enough, but it gives us a little bit of return. Okay, this is a little beauty. That's the sort of bankroll we want. If we want it back to back, it'd be awesome. It's taken a long time to get some return on our investments.
25.
Remember, we loaded that 25 up. We got a bit back, and yeah, a bit of profit from it. And we might as well add a bit more value to her. She's been popping up too often. We want our 0 to come back up.
15. Black.
Now that's one of our seriously not the right number. I know this may look like a silly game.
Red.
Okay, 9 has been very, very productive. Look at that. So 9 deserves a lot more than what it's got. What's this? I just want to make sure I'm on the right. Okay, we're up now 2,640 bets. So we're exposing 2,600 to try.
33. Black.
Okay, 33 it's one of our favorite numbers also, as you can see. Now we're back up to 91,000. Now if we just got to hit 2 or 3 more of those, and our bankroll will be much different. But it takes a bit of faith, it takes a bit of backbone and boldness to, make these sort of bets.
26. Black.
Now that's not one of ours. Now if it continues to hit 32, we'll be on a good roll. This is just also being faithful to your system or your strategy. Got to have faith in something. And if you have faith in the numbers that you have picked, okay. Now, as you can see, 0 has been very, very productive. And hopefully this time when 0 comes up, it set its values to the numbers that we have already in our clusters. Let's hope that's the case. But as you can see, 0 has come up so often, and we took advantage of it. We got a bankroll from it. We get on. Oh, that was nearly. Now 32. That's twice now. 2 of our clusters has hit and taken our bankroll up to this number. Now if we can get just 2 more, and we will close this video off because it's getting a bit boring losing. But as long as I said, your bankroll number 9. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a third time now We have hit our clusters and we're up 99. We only need one more good hit. One more good hit. And our bankroll will be worth it. That's 3 times in a row now it hit our bankroll. 19. Awesome. Isn't that beautiful? That's exactly what we wanted to see. We're back up now 100,000 and only $985. I know it's not much, but if we continue the game, we will see, because 0 came up and reset the algorithm of the next sets of number, which it came against us in the early stage. But let's hope this new sets of numbers has greater values. And then the last sets of numbers, now 3, could be the next sets of value of numbers that could come up. Okay, so we're going to load it up and spin. Now, there was another number I didn't see. There wasn't one of our early numbers. 8. That's awesome. Now that's awesome. Now we're starting to see how it's coming in our favor. Okay. Now we're up $3,000. Now, if it hits, I promise. If we hit now 3 times in a row, we're going to close our video. But you can appreciate now, if luck is with you and your system works, it's great how it works. Now 17 is not one of ours. I'm going to load it because it could be the next value of numbers that's popping. I'm just preparing, just in case. I know I've loaded the table. That's the whole table been taken up. But sometimes it confuses the machine because all the numbers taken up before it finds itself. 22. Okay. Now 22, I noticed before, has been coming up often. So we're up $3,000. That's a bet size, nearly just under $3,000. Oh, 0. Oh, 32, nice, very nice indeed. Very nice. That will take us back up. Now, if we only get a bit more of those 32s and the 0s, 20s, and a 10, it'll be awesome. Absolutely awesome. But of course, all these investment, all these bets, I've laid down quite a lot of money just to get a small win. It's not the best results, but when it does work, it is amazing.
35, black.
The results are absolutely amazing. Now, again, it seems to be coming against us, which is unfair, of course, but 11.
Black.
Now, we need our clusters to hit. The highs has gone up of $3,000, which is not much. Now that's a little bit better. Now I know 11 has been coming up often, so which is 11? No, that's 10, 11. Oh, hold on, where am I? 8, 11. No, that could be 14. Okay, we're through $3,090 of bets been laid down to try and capture this.
28, black.
Now, I think the numbers are changing altogether. Like I said, it can come against you. That's just the nature of the beast.
19.
That's good. 19 has been very, very productive. And 19 deserves a lot more than what I've been giving it. What's number next to it? Oh, I'm going to go with this one. Okay. Now we're up 3,000, just under $3,300 investments or bet size.
30, red.
And we need to really hit our clusters now to take our position further. 1.
1. Red.
Notice how it tends to look for its number. It shows that the machine is set at a certain numbers. It's programmed.
27. Red.
Okay, now it's really coming against us at the moment, so we made a little bit of profit there, so it's good.
34. Red.
All these small wins just help with our bankroll. Unfortunately, it only took us so far, and then it's returning us.
36. Red.
Now this is another strategy also to play. When 36, 34 comes up, 27 tends to follow 13 and 6. These are numbers within it. Come on, let's hit our cluster. Come on, it's been too long. Let's hit our cluster. Stop mucking around. Let's hit our clusters. 20, good.
20.
About time. Now that's a $7,000 hit. If we get a double or triple or 20, we are on the roll. We are really on the bankroll. We're going to be really on the bankroll. 20 hits again.
3. Red.
We got something back. Okay, a little bit of profit. That's good. As long as you're a little bit of profit, it puts your bank balance in a positive note to hit. Now hit 20. Hit 20 again. 12. 12 is another one we have loaded. That's pretty good. That's awesome. Thank you very much, 12. Now, if we go back to, say, 20 again, or even hit 10 within that cluster, it would be even better.
30. Red.
Now, that 30 has been coming up often too, so we better put a bit more oomph into her. Now, our bet size is up to $3,385, and we're expecting that to hit some good numbers or good return of our investment.
Black.
Now 17, remember, we added value to it and it's paying off. But you can see now how the number sequence change dramatically, and it can come against us. And that's the only problem with it. It can come against us. Now 28 is this one. We need to hit our cluster. 20, 12. That's very good. Lucky we put a bit of emphasis on 12 because we notice the numbers. 12 has been one of the most productive numbers, but I didn't take it. So you can see now what I mean. When you watch your numbers, you can really take advantage of it and win and capitalize on it. Free. And you don't have to follow my sequence of cluster. Remember, follow the board. Sometimes it can be very, very productive. And remember, I took these numbers basically from the board's historical numbers. And that's why I came up with the clusters. But if you watch the board closely, you'll be surprised by following the numbers. There you go. There's another missed opportunity. It doubled, but I didn't take advantage of it. So again, it's just something to bear in mind when you're watching the board, and be mindful. And just before I'm going to close, I'm going to show you that strategy. Whatever the last number came up, so there you go, 777. And just because we took advantage of, we get a payday, and you can appreciate then, isn't it? That does happen. Take advantage of the last number that come up. Now, if I'm not right, if I don't take advantage of it, then I'm the one missing out again. So it's maximum. The 7 has been maximum. And the triple is another strategy also. Always take the last number. Load up the last number, because remember, you're gambling. There's no guarantee. Here we go. Look at that. 4 times in a row. How do you get that on a roulette table that you're going to be paid 4 times? That's when you make a lot of money. Now, There's free strategy here that I've shown you. Cluster. Take the number, say 4, 14, 24, 34, and the last strategy that I'm showing you is the last number. Make sure you load up on the last number, because the chance of this coming again in your favor is enormous. Absolutely enormous. Okay, so bear that in mind. That's just another strategy that I'm adding into your portfolio to put into practice. So the last number, let's play the last number game. Last number came up, 24, so we're just gonna load up on it. Either you can load up on the number, or you can load up on the street, whichever one, it doesn't matter. But I noticed that 27 had been coming out, and you want to take advantage of it. And let's go. Now that's 7 is a classic example of that other strategy, which is a different strategy that I wanted to show you. Look at that. Talking about 7 popped again. Isn't that awesome? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm glad now that I can show you this strategy of following the last number actually works. Now, how good is it that will keep coming and we load up on it? We just load up on it, on 7. 5 times in a row, in a sense, 7 has been very, very productive. So you can see now when a number pops in your favor, it's amazing what it can produce. 16 come up. Now I'm going to give that a miss. But if 7 pops up in the game, it'd be awesome. We need 4 numbers in our main clusters. 0. There we go.
0.
Now 0 has popped. Give us a new set on number. Now I noticed if 3 and 0 has been pretty good, and it's just taking advantage of 0. Now we're up to $4,000. I think our bet size now has come to a conclusion.
Red.
Okay, now we're just going to spin this and make money. We made $2,000 profit from that. 2.5 actually. If 12 or 7 pops again, it'd be even better. It'd be awesome. Now,
3.
notice we load 3 up with 0. Now it's paid off. Okay, now we need our clusters to really take us now to where we need to be in a positive above 100,000. 22.
Black.
It's not much, but we did load 22 up because it has been coming up in the past. We made $100 worth. Now, if we continue, if more of our clusters come up, we're really going to be in a positive with our bank balance. 0, awesome, absolutely awesome. Notice we load 0 up before with more bets on the 3 and 1. And of course, 3 has popped before. I'm going to invest a little bit more. Okay, now we're still down on our main balance, of course, of $100,000. We're down 10,000. Number 1,
Red.
well, it's favoring that area next to 0, so we're going to continue. And we're wanting our 7 and 10 and 12 to pop again.
22. Black.
22 has been loaded up quite well also, and it has been coming up quite often too. 22, and we got a pretty good size on it. Maybe not enough.
16. Red.
Now 16 also is a new number that seems to be now starting to pop. So we better load her up and give us some insurance on that. Now we're going overboard our original budget size, but remember we're gambling. 22.
22. Black.
Now that's good. 22 has been very productive, of course. 22 has been very, very productive. 12 now.
Red.
12 is also another productive number. That's good. No, I like 12, so you better load up on it. And 22. And 19. Bet size just under $4,500. One. No.
Red.
Okay. You can appreciate what I'm trying to show in our cluster bits. 22, 9, that's good.
Red.
9 is one of our favorite numbers. That's good. Now, come on. This video is getting a bit too long, so I need to stop it. But you can imagine if it hits, it's going to be absolutely wonderful.
Black.
All our favorite numbers pop up. Okay. Going to be bloody awesome. We've been
4. Black.
playing this for too long and hasn't really produced the result that we desired. But I hope you can appreciate what I'm trying to show. When it hits, it hits really, really well. And again, I emphasize I've shown you free major. Okay, now we're at $3,000. Now, I can hit one more. It's 88. Then you can see now the strategy does work. But of course, you got to have a bankroll to support it.
2. Black.
Now, 2 is not one of ours, but if it goes to 22, that would be even better a number to hit.
33. Black.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm continuing because I don't like the balance. I really need the balance to show some really good positive numbers.
Black.
I really need to hit our clusters. One of our clusters like 7, 0, 8, 11.
Black.
Now, a few more of those big clusters would be awesome just to finish off the video.
30. Red.
No, come on. Come on. Give us a 20, 0, 8, 12. 11's a good number.
Black.
Now, if 11 doubles up again, it'd be even better too. Come on, double 11. Double 11. Double 11. We hit a double 11. 7.
7. Red.
Now, we're going to finish off our video now. And there we go. We made $8,000. Not a lot of money, but you can appreciate when it does hit, it's amazing. Now, if I give it one more, because I'm going to bet half of my profit, and if it doubles up on these clusters, we finish off the video with a positive note. 12.
Red.
And there you go, my friend. Thank you very much. This is Stephen I. Ford from I Ford Fortune, creating fortunes for the future using gambling on a roulette wheel as one of our means of generating extra income. We have made $13,000. It took us nearly an hour to reach it. I can continue, but I better stop this video. It's getting too long. Anyway, shalom. We love you. God loves you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.